Hello, hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH. I am your humble story guide, Scott. These are my awesome players. All of our information is on the screen. When last we left our freelance Psi users. They were engaged in travel time. Space tends to be big, even when it's been manipulated by a weird quantum homebody, weird-ass race that's dead now.
You know how every Star Trek begins with the ship just kind of going somewhere?
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
We're doing the going somewhere part. We're on the about to go do the thing part.
We're like, not Commander's log.
Yeah, exactly.
Some asshole's log.
Some asshole's log, absolutely, yeah. So, where we left you all, you guys had just had kind of a bit of a crew meeting, debate amongst yourselves, because two of you, Vega and Asher, had experienced some emanations. Something big was happening back Earth, big enough to reach out to you, but still very light on detail in terms of what you can determine. But it is definitely something you pieced together that it was something to do with the Orgatech schism that Asher had divined was going to be happening. Whatever that is, it's happening, and it's big, and it's having a lot of impact back home.
You felt it all the way out here.
You felt it all the way back here.
I'm sure that's fine.
Indeed. And you guys had a kind of a discussion, a little debate about whether or not to hack the Sideria network, because from what they haven't told you, but you've found out that they have a means of interacting with the Earth and Luna OpNet system. And so you could know what's happening pretty easily if you got into that system, but because they haven't told you about it, there's some difficulty in that. So
espionage.
A little bit of espionage, absolutely. So we'll basically pick up right where we left off with that meeting kind of spilling out. Sorry, my brain's fuzzy today. Right, so you guys still have some work to do on the Doyen trap. And so you have some time. There's still a lot. There's plenty of time. You guys have a week before you guys get to the target system.
Well, the first thing I'm doing is I am going to try to set up a meeting with Sideria just to make just to get this thing out of the way.
Okay. All right. Absolutely. You put in a request there. They basically asked if you just want to do it virtually, if you want to, because there's a Sideria Android model on your ship. So you can just
I'll just talk to the point in person.
Okay.
It's like, do you have a moment?
You schedule some time with her, and you get that meeting set up. There's a little conference room that you can have a talk with her. What about Nathan? What's Nathan going to be?
I don't
started?
know. I've been thinking about that because we had our big sort of literally powwow, our big tactical meeting where we pretty much we know what the plan is. Mm-hmm. We know that I had been practicing the unique aspect of blending electrokinesis and electrokinesis and Vitakinesis?
Yeah, electrokinesis and Vitakinesis is what's
in order to do some sort of AI surgery?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's relaxing. I think he's relaxing. He's probably working out, and he's probably taking some time sort of centering himself.
Sure thing.
Because, we've got plenty of time to kill.
Absolutely. You can have plenty of time there. You can there's plenty of facilities for that. I mean, there's definitely whenever you go to like physically work out, more often than not, Annabelle is there as well.
Happily join her.
She is a member of the Church of Games.
Yes. She worships much at the Iron Temple.
Indeed. Olivia is often sort of seen puttering about. Mm-hmm. And Rick Rock stays to himself, whereas Jacob, going over the other members of the crew, of the occupants of the ship, Jacob is mostly sticks to around the temple area, where he does a lot of reading and that sort of thing.
I'm trying to think. Probably, if I'm happy to talk to Rick Rock anytime he wants to talk, because I know he's he's kind of insular, but we had a good rapport going.
Yeah.
So I don't want to cut that off. But I think Alluvia and I will probably talk a lot because biokinesis is his thing, and that's sort of my thing, and sort of get to know a little bit more about the Shaperit and like how their people came to be. Because now I have a good idea of how Rick Rock's people, what did they call themselves?
Rick Rocks are the Shaperit.
The Shaperit. Sorry. What's Alluvia's people's called again?
That's actually kind of a weird cultural thing where they whatever. There's not a proper name for them.
Interesting.
That just doesn't seem to be a concept in their culture. It seems to be when they refer to themselves, it's very biome centric.
Right, you told me about that. Like they kind of have a little bit of a rivalry between the types of essentially plants.
Yes.
That they are.
Well, they don't like trees. We know that.
Yeah, those tall fuckers just gotta. Whew.
Yeah, because he's more of a succulent.
Yeah, he's like a little succulent guy, kind of Groot, but a succulent. Yeah, so they don't really. It's not that they don't acknowledge that they are a people. That they obviously come from a planet and they have a common biological thing, but like. It's almost like they consider themselves to be different species.
Yeah, they're all from the same stock, but they're truly more than humans, divergent in their evolutionary tracks.
So it actually is a cultural point that they do not have a name for themselves as a species.
I'm sure that's something like we can talk about and sort of get to know from his perspective about his people. What does he call? What is his biome called?
Oh, well, he's from a very dry place.
Yeah.
Where water is generally scarce. But very rocky, arid. He just describes home as very much like a desert with like oases and there's the sort of the more the tree people tend to be like to the north of their region, and there's battles over like rivers and whatnot because.
But did they have a specific? Does his people have a specific name?
Not really. Like
just cool.
They're just cool.
They're just cool. They're just chill.
Like that just doesn't seem to be an aspect of their culture, like having a name for what they are.
They don't have like a. He'll make a little. He probably has like a little diary or his own little like log of like these people don't have like. When I say nationality, I mean a national identity.
Nope.
That's not how they structured themselves.
Nope.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, but that's a conversation. So, what about Vega? What's Vega getting up to?
Is there any more that I can work on, or me and Alex can work on for the Doyen trap?
Yeah,
or
you can definitely.
Did we already?
No, you guys have gotten the first big round of R&D. Now it's just like actually putting it together, doing some testing. Like sort of figuring it out by way of putting it together.
Okay.
So you do need to do some work on that.
Okay. Yeah.
So that'll definitely be a science and a technology role from both of you.
Oh, that's what I bought. Yes.
However, there's going to be some complications. And speaking of which, I need to make a roll, for which I will not explain why it's happening.
While you're doing that,
As is your prerogative.
before
He
we
could
get
be.
started working, I'm going to boost myself to make myself
Okay.
a little smarter while I work on
Oh, a
this.
little SMRT.
Oh yeah.
SMRT.
Good
I'm
plan.
stealing all the
Always
green
be
ones,
smarter.
okay.
I can
How
only
dare
make
you?
And I also,
But I will
in addition to
give you
that,
back the non-green
also with my new
ones.
skill.
Give me back the non-green ones.
'Cause I like yours.
All right. Well, I guess that's all right.
No, those are at home. Okay, yeah. I was for a second. I thought I may have left my dice.
Let's see. Ah, yes, I will inspire myself because
You
he
should.
knows so smart.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah, so as you guys are boosting yourselves and
It's just slight addendum because you probably have old rules. I have removed the 8 again
That's
rule
fine.
off
Okay.
of those because that's actually not in Storypath Ultra.
Yep.
Okay. Yep,
I didn't
so,
realize that when I was designing them.
So just the 9s.
It was so juicy.
It was very
It
good.
was too
but
juicy.
Too good.
9 again is still very good.
No.
Yep.
All
Oh
right.
yes.
Oh yes. Oh,
I'm sure it can only be good things.
Okay.
I just.
So as you both are working on that. So you're Vega. You're taking the technology.
Technology.
And you're taking science.
Technology.
So yes, this is going to be a difficulty 3 roll. So you need 4 successes to hit this milestone. And there is going to be a moderate complication on the roll. As things just start, like, you're running into weird difficulties. Things aren't adding up. You're misplacing tools.
Weird.
And if you do not buy off this complication, that it will, there will be a flaw included in the final design.
Can I use cunning?
Yeah, you can use kind.
Yay.
Oh my god. So many dice and such a terrible roll.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So it's 2-point complication?
It's a 2-point complication
Yep.
and a +3 difficulty. So you're going to need a total of 6 hits to...
I do.
You got 6 hits?
I have 6 hits.
Okay, yeah. So as you are sort of like finalizing the design...
Actually, you got 7 because you have 9 again.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Nice.
Yeah, get 7.
Yeah. So as you're sort of finalizing like the hardware design of it, you manage to kind of like power through like the sort of the, I guess, the confusion that...
No. I know this is right. We got
So
this.
yeah, you got the hardware design of it. But like, how did you do on the roll?
I only got 1 hit. So
You only got 1 hit. So yeah, you
So I fail.
Yeah, you fail the roll. So yeah, there is some...
I'm distracted.
Yeah. There is something about like the kind of the technical, not so much the hardware because she's handling the hardware, but like the physics that are being run through this, like the like the energy calculations and all of that stuff that just isn't coming together.
Go ahead.
So I just bought up Electromanipulation 5, which is one ghost. Basically, I can be a Sidereal briefly.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to inhabit the system, to try it out for the first time, and debug it from the inside out. And see if I can figure out what's happening with the system I'm working on.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to go ahead and jump into that.
Can I help her with my 1 science dot?
Sure.
Make sure I
Yeah.
can get in there first. I can.
Yep.
Okay, easily. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so... I can stay in there for 10 hours.
This is a much
Yeah.
less impressive
5, 6, 7,
roll.
8, 9. So, yeah. I can stay in there for days if I want.
So yeah,
I'm going to do that.
your consciousness projects into the machine, and you are inside of it. And this is some pretty. Now that like you spent a long time going over these calculations, they're not coming up, and actually give Vega time to actually finish the physical device. So now it's just sort of like the internal programming and whatnot. So yeah, this is a pretty powerful system that you're in. It's just there's some, you kind of can see from the inside of it, there's this kind of hazy projection of how everything should be internally aligned and how like the various power levels should be set up. And then there's where it's at now, which it's at kind of complete misalignment.
Alright. Well, now that I can see that things are like just completely misaligned within the system, basically I'm going to try to, as I'm traveling through it, brute force, also using, because I can use side powers while I'm in the system, using Overseer to basically force it force the code into my will
Sure.
into being in alignment. So,
Absolutely.
I got 3 to help her.
Okay, awesome.
some dice. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad you got 3 to help me, because I got 3.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
You should have +1 scale if you're using the
Overseer?
Overseer.
Okay. So does that...
So that'll
Oh,
grant
yeah.
you basically +2 enhancement
Okay, great.
that
so,
stacks with the 3 enhancement that she gave you from helping.
Okay, so yeah, that's 3 plus the 3 enhancement plus that, so that's
Okay.
plus, or sorry, so how much enhancement do I get from advantage?
Total
Sorry.
plus 5.
Total plus
Yeah,
5.
Total plus 5, yeah.
5,
Maybe more like
6,
that,
7. Oh, I have another
Little bit
one
more
here,
so.
but I guess not.
A little bit more.
Nope, that is not an 8. That's a 6. So, yep.
So, two.
So yeah, 7 total.
7 total. Excellent. So as you are, yes, you are able to where your human meat brain could not do it. You lean in to the psi of it and just inhabit it from a psi perspective, and are able to get a clearer picture of what it needs to be, and then psychically force that. You psychically force it to be the way it needs to be. While you are in such a state, I need you to roll me. I need you to make an Enigmas roll for me.
All right.
Oh, by the way, Scott, I worked in my notes. You did mention Alluvia's people, the Thicket.
Oh, the thicket. Okay.
You can say that's what his group is called.
Yeah, that's what his group is.
His biome is called the Thicket.
So does repair or reverse engineering apply, or does a lightning calculator apply?
No, neither of those apply.
Okay, in that case, then I got 4 successes. Oh, I totally forgot.
As you put this together, as you're forcing it to your will, you're able to kind of get a clearer idea of what's been confusing you. And it's incredibly odd. It is psionic in nature. You identify that. It's as though obstacles or mishaps just seem to be showing up in your way. And you kind of figure it out, and you remember conversations you've had with Asher about some of his clairsentience working. Specifically the ability of hinder.
I pop back into my body. Something's hindering us.
Like capital H hindering
Yeah.
us? Interesting.
That means they know.
Paranoia?
No.
No.
No, I meant is it time
Hold
for...
on. I'm actually. If you let us know that, he'll.
No,
come,
I said that out loud. Yeah.
Okay.
That was,
He'll eventually, when he finds out, he'll come over and he'll go over the works. Her, Alex, everyone, including the workspace, with subquantum sense and being like, is Hinder being used? Where is it? Because it's got to be targeting us, even though it's probably from the origin is somewhere else.
Make a roll.
Cool. So that would be. Ooh, that's actually pretty good.
Sons
Let's
of
see, dice.
bitches.
well, I can only think of 2 suspects.
And I'm going to get +3 enhancement to this. That was cocked because.
Respect the cock. Sorry.
Honor the cock.
That,
1, 2, 3,
the 12-year-old.
4.
Yes.
Okay.
A hinder effect has been placed on the device itself.
Oh, okay.
When it came into existence, a threat was detected. Something that threatened. You can puzzle out what has happened. Is that it is now physically in existence. That is a prime threat to the Doyen existence, and that was enough to.
They literally had a contingency hanging in Noac totality.
Well, I guess the important question here is: is one of them actively doing this, or is this just some sort of device they've come up with? I mean, I guess I'll look. Hold on, and I'm just gonna try.
While you're doing that, I'm going to be contemplating how I can unravel this.
I'm gonna douse the fucker who's hindering us.
Okay.
Just
do that.
Be careful. That's all I ask.
Ooh.
Don't be sloppy about it.
There's a major complication on this roll.
Of course there is.
We're actually still in the cube.
How much farther? How much farther is there? 5 levels of complication on this, essentially.
Yeah, essentially,
Okay.
yes.
Jesus.
Well, can I have 5, but can I get some 3 of my downcast takes care of the interference, but can I burn some momentum to get
Sure.
by?
Yeah, absolutely.
You should have what? 5? 4?
4.
Or I'm gonna burn 2 to get me up to passing the
Okay.
to passing.
Yes. You sort of seek out, piercing through the nonsense of what you've been dealing with here in the cube. It is not like an active, like fueled, like conscious presence. You believe that it's basically, it's not in the system you're going to, but it's probably in one of the adjacent systems. Some sort of like trigger switch, biotech thing that
We triggered an event handler, and now they're executing a macro. Mm-hmm. That's what I just say that to Alex. I'm speaking in their language. Mm-hmm. But so they have some way to just set those sorts of things up and can just.
Is it a power or is it a piece of biotech?
Biotech.
it's a piece of biotech using a power.
Got it.
And that said, it may have also alerted the Doyen that this exists. We don't know that one way or the other.
Yeah.
Well,
But
if
if they've
they have a
activated
contingency, they would have a sensor that's aware of it. Therefore, they would know that something has
if
happened.
I take that machine over again and activate subquantum cloak, or
Well, I mean, you could just hack into the buoy, if you want to link with me now, because I am, like,
what?
the thing that's jamming us. You could probably get into it if you wanted
Oh,
to.
I meant keeping this thing secret if it hasn't.
Oh,
been
that's
noticed.
fair. I'll hinder it back. Fuck that.
You should
Well, I
do
was
that.
thinking, I'm contemplating how to, if it's an effect that has to be, it's originally from somewhere else, but it has to be linked here to at least undoing this aspect of it right here.
I don't know if we want to undo it. I was able to overcome that, right, to finish it.
Yes, you're able to overcome it.
This will still work as it is, and it might be better if they think it's weakened.
That's fair.
So
yeah.
I would leave well enough alone with that.
I mean, I'll just say that if they take so much issue with it, they can sure come and try to find out what we did.
Well,
And that
it's,
gives us
it's
exactly
not
what
that
we
it's the because I don't want this potentially to create a vulnerability to where we fail capturing one of them because we wanted to keep it in place.
I mean, I guess we just don't know whether the effect is unlimited or not.
So, Scott, I'd like to make a roll to figure out, is this effect something, when it's used, will the hinder still be there, or is it kind of already done what it's supposed to do?
Yeah, give me an Enigmas roll.
Got it.
In addition,
would you like some help thinking about that?
Please. I'm very good at news, but I always be
While I'm in smart.
willing to have help.
Spoiled.
I got 4 base.
Based.
And I give
Based.
you 4 enhancement.
awesome. Okay. Yeah, you think that based off what you're sensing, based off what Alex is saying, you think that the effect was to try and either prevent it from coming into existence or to introduce exploitable flaws into it as part of its creation.
Okay.
Having failed to do so, the effect has essentially terminated.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Then it's a non-issue. They're probably aware of it.
Yeah, but that means that there is at least some level of awareness that the Doyen.
And then they already know because it's already been triggered.
Well,
The trap has been tripped.
Yep.
Yep. When we didn't know the trap, that's the only problem. You don't know the trap exists.
Now, I'll put one more rider on there. You are fairly certain that whatever Doyen here is very skilled in technokinesis. So it might be able to get into it.
That's true.
in that case, I'll make a SI ghost of myself to stay in it and basically alert me as soon as if another power, if another creature invades this device the way I do.
Good idea.
That's a good
Freaking
idea.
cool.
Yep, and I can still be conscious outside of that.
And just to help, we may want to put the fuzzer on it or near it.
I mean, like I said before, I think the fuzzer is always on. Like, we have the equivalent of a fuzzer always on, so unless it's an additive fuzzer, a double fuzzer, if you will.
Double fuzzer?
I mean, we can put it on there. Fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know. I don't know. Boop. Now it's fuzzy. Now I have to leave the room
because
now.
it is quantum tech, therefore it will be more
25
they will
hours, I
be
can
less
keep that thing going.
have less ability to interact
And
with
then
it.
it'll either rejoin with me or go away at the end of that.
Can you
commit it?
Yeah, can you commit the psi that you
Yes.
spent to do that?
Yep.
Yeah, you can then you can keep it up indefinitely
Until you sleep.
until you sleep, which would be around 20. Yeah.
Although I will say that there is a mode, there is an edge you can take called continuous commitment, which basically lets you do it unconsciously while you sleep.
I was gonna say, I think goes to specifically. Well, let me look back over it because it does say.
Oh,
you
that
spin it
one,
off and
you
it's on its own
literally,
thing.
I can't remember, you can just make it, I forgot how long
I
it
made the
lasts.
well, it says. Well, okay, that was the original rules where it lasts my hours, my dots,
Yeah,
time successes in hours. I don't know if I changed that.
probably not by much.
Anyway,
Rules.
but you've got it set up and it's working for the time being. All right, so yeah, your time for your meeting with.
So before I do that, I need your encouragement.
Yes, I can do it.
I'm also, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you never want a Clairsentient to try to make you do anything, because it's gonna happen. We're just gonna make.
We're going to do this over.
I hope y'all are ready for a 51st Day style montage in which I fucked this up a few times before.
One time he gets ejected out, like airlock, ejected out,
Oh, nice.
spaced.
All right, come on. Remember, you got this. You're the man. You're the man.
I am the man. I am the man.
You just feel yourself getting more and more like.
I'm so charming.
Too powerful.
So smooth.
Actually, I kind of think if you get it first out the gate, you've actually had the montage. This is just the one that actually worked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, good,
Guys,
good old
just-
quantum immortality.
Yes.
If I happen to do it right the first roll, just assume there were 12 other rolls in which I completely fucked it.
Just whiffed.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can set this roll up to where there's literally no way I can fail it. But, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Do it.
Yep. And you got them double nines.
But yeah, the version that lasts the 25 hours or whatever is based on the one where I'm unconscious and in the machine.
Oh, okay.
The SI version I made is just until I either let it go away, until I either drop it or
Nice.
it finishes its tasks.
5 rerolls. And
All right.
then to activate the checkpoint, I do.
You do.
'Cause I-
Yeah, so there's a little conference room where your representative Siberia, who has her body here. Yes, Asher. What can we discuss? What is the matter?
Oh, there's something really concerning has happened back on Earth, and I mean, I know you don't quite experience the universe the way the psionics do, but for me and myself and Vega experienced a wave of some sort of grand shift, some sort of world-altering event has occurred on Terra, and
Oh,
we don't really have a way to reach back. And I know you guys have long-range communications. Do you have any way to get us even close to the OpNet?
give me you're gonna need to make a manipulation.
Oh, yeah, persuasion.
Persuasion roll.
With my 2 enhancement from being a skilled liar. Finally!
That's a part of this.
to kind of smooth over that.
Just whip your hair around.
Toss.
Yep.
Okay, well,
Double nines.
Oh, wait, they're all 9s. That's great news.
Don't forget.
Okay, so 6 plus, so 8.
8. Okay. That is pretty good.
So
yeah.
I give her the eyes.
Oh.
And something deep back in the quantum recesses
and
of the program.
It's like I was a human once, and those eyes work on me.
Well, that was to smooth over the fact that you're asking her something that
It's close.
is close. Yeah, like that you shouldn't, like maybe you shouldn't know, or like to just make your entreaty seem genuine.
Yeah.
And just out of the necessity. It's like, that is troubling, and I certainly would. I understand why you'd be troubled by that. You're right. We don't experience the kind of sort of universal connection that you do. Do you have any idea of what might be happening, or what kind of context?
Well, I know for a fact that Orgatech has had some sort of schism.
And that's one of your orders.
It's the Electrokinetic Psi order that is also part of the... You know the very fascist nation, Federated States? The Federated States?
Yes, our records certainly indicate that America was moving in that direction, yes.
It went all the way. It took the whole North American continent. Either way, the Electrokinetic order is so deeply entwined with the governmental entity that is the Federated States that ideological schism of some kind may have sparked a civil war, and we're deeply concerned because most of our families live in that nation. So we very much would, if there's any way we can, and I can't reach that. I would reach that far if I could, but I actively can't. No matter how, I would need to be a proxy to do it, and I can't. So we're all very distressed.
I understand. I understand how that could be distracting, and we don't want you distracted for such a thing.
I saw it in their eyes that this is going to be. Well, I'm always in all of their heads, so they're all distracted by it right now.
I see. Well, there may be something we can do. Let me discuss things with my fellows.
Thank you. And I thank you.
And like as you're doing it, like you see that like her eyes are like a little glassy. And she says, we have some long range detection that can pick up sort of surface transmissions from Terra.
That would be enough.
I think we... Yes, I think we may have detected something that matches what you're talking about.
So there's a couple of things that could have happened. Is there any clarity in the... I'm sure whatever it is would be large enough.
Yes, well... Give me a presence persuasion roll.
Sure.
To kind of like crack through and like actually get her to tell you what you already know she knows. She has.
I know.
Confess.
I'm re-rolling that. Fuck that shit. One down. There we go. Another beautiful... Oh, 9's beautiful. Another 8.
Okay. Give me something. How do you crack the nut?
Okay, so what is her... What am I sensing her hold up here is, other than I know that you know that I know that you know?
Yeah. It's the... She can't help you with essentially now without admitting that they have real-time access to EarthOpNet. So like she can't, like she could like give you a bunch of information that she can get, but like how would she get that?
Right.
Since it's so recent.
Right. So I know what to say then. Obviously long-range communication still takes time, and I'm sure whatever methodologies you're using isn't purely instantaneous. So just hopefully, if you could just get us anything at all before the mission itself, I think that would do a lot to calm everyone and keep everyone, focused. Because right now the distraction is, well, it's all of our families. So.
I see. Well, give me a day.
Okay.
I think we might be able to.
Absolutely.
We may be able to tune our sensors to get something of value.
Thank you.
She's like, yeah, I will alert you when we have something for you.
I'll let the others know. Thanks. And he does everything. He knows it's like you're being watched. Don't pump your fist. Don't pump your fist. Wait till you're in your room to pump your fist. And then he pumps his fist when he's in his room.
In the bathroom.
And then over the link, I got him. We'll get it. We'll probably hear something tomorrow.
Good job.
I did not particularly enjoy that, but it is what it is.
Thank you.
It's our families. I understand.
On the category of sins, that one's very low.
Oh yes. Well, you don't have to tell me about sin, Nathan. I've had it barked at me since I was a young man, and I'm pretty sure lying is one. But you got to do what you got to do in times like this. I'm sure the Lord will forgive me.
All right. So that gets taken care of. You have various tasks. So about a day goes by, and
2001.
actually, you get a kind of a ping from Akiva.
Hey.
He kind of shows up holographically. It says like, all right. So that's been the past couple hours have been pretty awkward for me, because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You would have had to.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure there's no way that they don't know that you know about it, because
They're just too smart.
they're just too smart, and they figured it out. But I think you did a good enough job, like, layering it so that as long as y'all don't, like, acknowledge it or talk about it.
It's just like every awkward family situation.
Yeah,
We're just going to pretend
exactly.
it never happened.
But they know, I know,
Well,
you
we
know.
know.
Yeah, there's a nod of knowing.
I'm sorry to put you through that, man.
So
But it's the best I could do.
I don't think they're going to give you direct access.
We honestly don't need it. I just want to know the headlines.
But I did, yes. I've been curious. They gave me enough, essentially a data dump of recent news, and there is a lot. But I've managed just to sift it down to the core, and you guys definitely need to see this.
Let's get that word cloud.
He's like, no, we don't need a word cloud. I've identified the inciting incident. It's pretty clear. So yeah, you guys should probably.
Team meeting.
All right. I knew this was coming.
So yeah, you guys kind of all gather.
I just look at IQ and go, how screwed are we?
We just don't talk about it, man. Like, don't talk about it.
No, I wasn't talking about that.
Oh, that? Oh, yeah, pretty screwed. Yeah. I'm just. You guys need.
I know where your head's at.
Yeah, no, like we're in the middle of a bunch of stuff. Like it's a thing. But yeah, you guys should watch this, and I have some ancillary data that you guys might want to go through. But there's just one thing that you guys really need to see.
Okay.
So a projection is displayed in front of all of you. You're all kind of on a little couch area.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Snacks.
sitting in my chair backwards, like the good Riker that I am.
Like you're about to rap with us.
Yes,
That's right.
with the
Yes.
kids.
Hello, fellow
He
kid.
used to be into drugs. Now he's not. He found the Lord.
So probably a very familiar looking scene is set before you. If there's a podium, there's a backdrop. It's the kind of thing that when, a press release or something is made, when a statement needs to be made, although this one is all branded Orgatech.
They're finally releasing the Epstein files.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only
After 200 years.
No, but this is all Orgatech branded. And after a short moment, there's like some chirons on the screen that says Prexy Alex Cassell to make statement. And after a few moments, kind of the very procedural. It's very like presidential, like in the ways,
course it is.
but like with none of the it's all Orgatech branded.
Well, he's the unofficial.
No, I mean he's the president.
Well, no, but not of.
He's not of the FSA.
Yeah, there's I kind of see him as like unofficial president of.
Kind of, not
The
really.
United States would never have a shadow president. Be
Ever.
quiet. That's
No.
absurd. That's absurd.
I mean,
Corporate shadow
I do.
president.
Before I get into this, I do actually have to set the record straight. As far as all of you know, like Alex Cassell is not a member of the Fed board. Like he's not.
Yeah,
he
I
is.
know.
They've kept him away from the wheels of power because they don't like him.
Obviously.
because he's a fucking son.
Yeah, he's too.
Yeah, no, I know.
and he's too progressive. Alex Cassell comes to the podium and says, people of America and humans all across settled space, I come to you today with a heavy heart and a resolution to do what needs to be done for the good of our species.
Uh-oh.
In the previous months, there's been a lot of clamor, a lot of upraised voices about the recent FSA decision to ban Muzzy and Bang. And know that I am with you. I do not agree with this at all. I do not believe that this is the right thing to do. However, we have bigger priorities than that. The aberrants, the various hostile alien races, present a real and definitive threat. And I, for one, cannot push the delicate diplomatic balance that exists between myself, my order, the FSA, to threaten what is a vital relationship when it comes to protecting humanity from what truly endangers it. And that makes the information that I have decided is finally, there's too much in the way of not finally being able to tell you this. We've crossed too many barriers, and I feel responsible for keeping many things from you. And now that certain things have become far too clear, I need to share this information with you. First, I do confirm the rumor that has been persistent in the past year or so that the Opeoa Macho did, before its exodus, its abandonment of Earth and its colonies, did come into contact with a human colony ruled by so-called Novas. And that rather than face scrutiny and perhaps corrective action over their unilateral decision to engage in diplomatic affairs with these Novas, the Opeoa Macho abandoned Earth for the period of 7 years that they did. Now, from my understanding, the United Nations has decided to continue these relations. And as I believe that it is the United Nations' decision and its rightful responsibility to do so, I will not push back against that. But I still hold my fellow proxy and her order responsible for the 7 years. Beyond that, I have just been able to verify another disturbing piece of information about another of my fellow proxies. Rebecca Belu, proxy of the Ministry of Neotic Affairs, at some point in the last year has died. Her physical body succumbed to a quantum flux disease of tenacious potency. All Vitakinetic attempts to cure her were rebuffed and unable to prevent her from dying a physical death. However, what I have been able to confirm is that her consciousness persists in a telepathic form capable of possessing those closest to her, and she has such been able to maintain control of her order beyond the veil of death. This disturbs me greatly, and I believe that it should no longer be kept from humanity as a whole, given the power that the Ministry wields. And finally, the third piece of information is in regard to the order that betrayed us wholly by its association and collaboration with aberrants. The Chitrabanu. It seems, and I cannot stress how dire this is, that what we thought was the tragic loss of them and the inability to bring them from justice was not as it seemed. Proxy Baranu, many members of her order, seems to have survived that tragic confrontation. Her Prometheus chamber was damaged, but she has been able to reconstruct it. And we believe she is continuing to create scions capable of corruption through the quantikinetic medium. She and her order have done this, and I will be able to provide full details regarding this, with the collaboration and aid of another order and its proxy, the Nova Forza de Nacional and proxy Giuseppe Del Fuego, are harboring her and her order, keeping them from justice and questioning from the United Nations, the other orders, and will continue to do so as far as I am capable of determining. Now, I cannot see a universe in which another of my fellow proxies was not aware in whole or in part of all of this, and yet has remained silent and have not acted. I trusted Proxy Herzog to be a guiding light in these troubled days, but he has not. He has kept quiet about all these things. And so we find ourselves in a world where 5 of the 8 psionic orders are compromised, either from one degree to a terrifying other. So I can no longer count myself among them. I am withdrawing from the Council of Proxies, and Psi-Orgatech is leaving the community of Psi Orders. Now, I know that Orgatech, under my control, must continue to fight the good fight, must protect humanity, and needs allies to do so. So, this past evening, I have come to an agreement with the FSA. I have accepted a position on the Fed board, and I will strengthen the bonds between Orgatech and the FSA. I will hopefully be able to guide them to a more progressive way of doing things, but for now, we must be close allies with one of the greatest military forces on the planet, so that we can drive back the aberrants and protect our home and our species against aliens who threaten to destroy us. If you have any further questions, I direct you to Orgatech PR. They will be able to answer anything. Thank you for your time, and may the universe look out for us all.
I knew I fucking hated that guy. What a dickhead.
Things were okay until about the end when he started talking about the Chipperanu. various objects started floating.
Oh yeah,
And getting very more aggressive around
everyone's
him.
going iconic right now.
Yeah, and like
that little bastard.
I told you guys he's a shitlord.
absolutely
What a
blessed that I am not anywhere remotely near Terra right now.
what a load of horse shit.
Alex is
If
so
he's lucky,
nice.
he's compromised by the Doy.
Oh yeah, I mean something.
It's convenient that it's happening
Well,
now.
Of course. Who? Yeah, right. It's very convenient that it's happening right now. Also, yes, the corruption that you are spewing all over the place. Right now, the telepath thing. That's spooky. I don't like that.
I knew about her. I knew about the proxy's condition, and there were plans to attempt to help her. Like obviously,
I mean,
they weren't. They were too delayed, or something else is going on.
Well,
I'd have
she's
to
the
go.
one
I'd have to talk to.
She's the one who brain drilled us. So, like, I don't. Not that I particularly. I mean, it was pretty sure it was her when it was happening. But I don't know. She may have been. That was. Yeah, I guess that was before she would have passed away. So. Well, that is
that's a
so
lot of.
upsetting.
I am. He inched the entire human space into civil war right there. The entire one, because everyone now distrusts the Psi orders. Everyone.
Ugh. Well, we have a real shit show we're going home to, so that'll.
Oh gosh.
Well, okay.
You'll definitely need to talk to her, Talk.
If I could get in touch with the old man, I would. You think I haven't been looking? You
I
think
know.
I haven't been trying?
He'll show up when he's supposed to show up. I understand.
Now, it should tell you though, the fact that he had that little crybaby in the $3,000, $10,000, $50,000 suit, whatever the fuck he paid for that thing, was crying about Otha. That means that Otha is probably he's still on the right path, obviously, because those are all pieces of information. Oh God, this is so stupid. Okay. Well, okay. We know our families are safe. They're safe.
There's probably no immediate switch of.
The FSA isn't at civil war. There's no one glassing the cities that we know of. I feel like that would. No.
And they wouldn't want to try to fight Brasilia and the rest of the South America. It wouldn't go well for anyone involved.
No, they want humanity. They want humanity versus Psi, just like it was humanity versus Novas. That's
Yeah.
They want their specific version of psionics to be it, and then
Why reveal the existence of Eden? Why reveal the existence
to
of Eden?
fear.
Yeah.
Because
That's I'm
notice how he said the word Nova enough times to make everyone's hair stand
well, it's
on
also
end.
garner more, remind everyone of the distrust over the Upuyo Macho.
And be like, ooh, they were in cahoots with these monsters because.
Obviously, they
you
were.
look at Rick Rock. You tell me he's a monster. He's not a monster. He's beautiful.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, like our friends are not fucking monsters. Our friend. Oh, I hate them. I hate him. I hate you.
Like I said, he's at the very least he's compromised by the Doyen. At the very worst, he's just a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, like I almost hope for his sake he's compromised because what a piece of human garbage otherwise. Ugh. I wouldn't want to be
This
that
leaves the
shitty of a
most
person.
important thing that wasn't mentioned at all, the Legion.
That was the thing that jumped to my mind because the Legion, what does that mean? Because the Legion makes up, we're kind of all working together.
They are literally the largest order. They are literally the largest order. And they could go, the entire
fleets.
Legion could go toe-to-toe with the FSA. It wouldn't be pretty, but it could be done.
I really,
It'd
well,
be madness for the FSA to want that.
a shooting
Yeah,
war. Like, what makes
no.
us more vulnerable than another set of blighted hellscapes all over the earth? Like, they're playing games.
Interesting.
It's more games.
If he mentioned about assuming, we make the assumption that he's talking about the ministry. What's the proxy's name of the ministry?
Rebecca Belu.
Rebecca Belu. If he's mentioned her and we are on the assumption that he is compromised, that may mean that Rebecca Belu may be onto something that they can't rightly control.
Maybe, I mean, he did seem to have, he has a shit list. He named them all. So I think that if they're on his shit list, then they're on our side right now.
More on side than anyone else's
I would
side.
be more listen. While her weird ability to now be a psychic ghost is in fact terrifying to me in ways that and brings into question, by the way, the very nature of the soul. We don't have time for that. This isn't Philosophy 101. I still would trust her more than trust him. So, I would still entertain that conversation.
Yeah, I agree. By this point, everything sort of started settling down, and there's less molecular vibration going on.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't throw Aeon under the bus as
Oh,
well.
that would probably be the worst.
Not a lot of people know about Aeon. It would be a very left field sort of thing.
And also, there's a secret extra-governmental organization that has a lot of doing.
Everyone knows about Aeon. Aeon is the most
Oh, that's right.
wide-reaching, philanthropic NGO organization.
Too much of a good
Those
guy to rub
monsters
them in
at
the
UNICEF.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially. Hyper-UNICEF.
Well, it's hard to pin
Doctors Without Borders.
if you're really, really nice. It's really hard to pin something on you.
Yeah.
It's not like Aeon has a figurehead to point at.
There is some ancillary data available. So that can probably will answer some of the voids.
Hit me with it.
Yep.
There's kind of a lot of little articles here and there that get collated. That it kind of gets clarified that while Psiorgatech and is basically leaving the community of the Proxy Council, that it still maintains its relationship with Aeon.
Yep.
There was a kind of a it wasn't like a full video, but someone did quote Alex Casello saying that he still stands by and believes in the Legions and Proxy Larson and the Esculpians and Proxy's Wheedler, and entreats them to join him because he has no reason to believe that they are compromised in the way that the other orders are, but that's kind of a throwaway. There is not really a response from the Norsa, other than a very subtle but universal "go fuck yourself" kind of attitude.
That's about expected.
They just responded with the shrug emoji.
Yeah, fucking bring it, essentially.
Man, come down to the jungle, motherfucker. We'll see how that goes.
Tensions between North America and South America are fucking ratcheted up.
Of course.
The kind of the cold competition.
It's going to be a really good year for Golden Ministries.
Yeah, there is a lot of the rhetoric is ramping up. Massive militarization in the Mexican province.
I love transhumanist racism because they're going to be look at all those people down there. They're changing their bodies and all that terrible. Yeah.
Oh, you've never been to my. Oh, you've never been to one of my father's sermons about the transhumanists.
Nor do I ever want to be.
Transhumanists in Brazil. Yeah, he really leans on the trans thing a lot. But I don't know. Sorry, guys. But
AKA his father's a bad guy. Let's just be very clear about that.
I mean, no, I'm sure. Never mind. No, I'm not going to make McMahon jokes anymore. You all know what he looks like. Mm-hmm. It's just Vince McMahon, except it's the Righteous Gemstones. It's wrong. It's all bad.
It's all wrong.
I'm not the gay son.
You pass,
there is kind of in a financial report, Orgatech, the company, has taken a pretty big hit because there is basically a massive exodus.
Yes.
Of Orgatech employees getting out when they can. Mm-hmm. And there's notes of many have been brought into the Aeon Trinity. Some of the other Psi orders have welcomed in a lot of Orgatech employees and Psi Orgatech members.
Actually, that's the next question I had. Psi Orgatech, how many have defected? How many have left?
You don't have hard numbers.
No.
It's just a note. It's just a note that people are seeing the ripple effects of it.
I'd say.
I'm about to say there's probably no names mentioned at this point.
Not at this point, no.
But I still have a contact list I want to go through as soon as I get back.
I'm gonna say a fourth. Probably Psi Orgatech left the order.
I mean,
conservatively, fourth.
I mean, that
We can only hope there
he's
would be
try-
more,
he-
but
well, I mean, the incitement of a civil war between the Psi orders should it elicit that kind of like no thank you response, right?
I know
Yeah.
the Legion. If it got too heated, I know the Legion will step in because it will, and the United Nations and the Legion will step in because it will be too detrimental.
We glossed over something very interesting, and it was how he opened. He mentioned Muzzy and Bang, which in that list of shit that he just dropped, what an interesting inclusion in that speech.
You do remember that like people had been that has been like a hotbed issue
Yes.
amongst like American people, the American
Yeah.
people, and that people were like begging him to make a comment about
Right,
it.
he was, and it's like it's very interesting that he chose right then to make that comment, probably as a bit of throwing a bone to his more progressive side. Now, I guess that was him just throwing a bone politically to the progressive side. That makes sense.
Basically, as evidence that by joining the inner circle of the FSA, he will be a more start pulling it to the left rather than the right.
A civilizing influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Well, I guess that just means I need to do I need to learn Muzzy and Bang to save America?
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh no, the power of music once more will set them free?
Just
We built this
quietly
city.
push your tambourine out of sight.
Now, no one noticed this probably except Nathan but his bang board was out the moment he like
Yeah.
No, we saw.
He can't not do it. He has to like get it out. He loves it. He just doesn't remember.
So to remember how to make it
Kind of
sound the
want
way
you to
it
get the
did.
teleportation mode that lets you teleport objects to you, so you can be like, poop, it's right here. It's always here.
I do need a dot of transmass just to get my bang board to appear in my hands.
Yes, absolutely.
Because what more? But I could use an upgrade. I mean, a super upgraded bang board would be cool. I mean,
Oh, I'd love to get in that thing.
okay, get up in that thing.
Oh, we could do some.
Yeah, you can
we
play
could,
with your fingers.
I'm already kind of in two places at once right now.
Yeah. We got
Stretched too
focus,
thin.
but
No, we do have.
Once this is
okay,
all.
so let's
also I bet I can make that
let's
tambourine
all
better now.
breathe.
Yep.
We have learned what we need to learn.
Yep.
Our families are at the moment safe. Your family is in terrible danger, and I'm sorry.
They're
for
going to
that,
be safe.
but they're
Actually,
safe.
thank you for. Oh, I'm too
Yeah,
far
I'm
away.
worried
Damn.
about the installation.
I'm way too far away.
And
I can't reach out to them.
the secrets we know are still the secrets we know. I was absolutely terrified that he was going to let out the big one, but I'm pretty sure if he had, things would have changed fast.
It would have been more dramatic, but that he didn't mention it is actually more troubling to me.
I mean, well,
It puts a little bit more evidence in the cap that he's compromised.
that's. I mean, if you were going to drop the big
Yeah.
bomb, if you were
That
going to drop
would-
the bombshell,
Well, also, I mean, yeah. Also, if they're worried that somebody else might drop it, this might be a good way of sowing
No.
a lot of
You're right. Oh, you are absolutely 100% correct. Make the people with the
make things
truth
chaotic, make people unwilling to believe.
believe
or make
them,
it sound
believe that it's just
conspiratorial.
lies and propaganda.
oh, okay.
So
that
this
does
tells
make
me
sense.
that God, I keep forgetting her name. The ministry.
Becca.
Rebecca Bailu.
Thank you. Rebecca Bailu probably knows. All of them know on some, including.
Well, the old man. How
Yeah.
could he not? So yeah, that makes a lot of sense though. To discredit the people who know what's happening.
Or the people
All
who
right.
might be, say,
Or be-
returning to soul space who know what's happening.
Yeah.
All right, I'm satisfied for now. I need to calm and we need to stay focused on this mission so we can complete it as quickly and as efficiently as possible
Yeah.
so that
get
we
the
may
fuck
get
home.
home.
Yeah, we need
Because
to.
this is important, but that is also important.
Well, this is. Yep. No, I 100% agree with
Because
you.
I will say this: if we can come home with a Doyen, and I can get it in the hands of the right people, that can dramatically shift how everyone looks at the situation and what we can do about it.
Yeah. So we gotta nail this. Well, we have to nail this thing, but we also have to hopefully nail that thing.
A lot of things to nail.
Remember, domino effect, right?
Yeah. Boy, what a thing.
I
to
need a
happen.
fucking drink.
Yeah.
I gotta check my LinkedIn when I get home.
Well, I'm glad we were able to at least get that information. It was going to
Yes.
drive me nuts.
Yeah.
And we did it without upsetting people too much.
Yeah.
Sorry,
if there are
man.
like, if oh, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, if you guys, there's a lot of like media and stuff
Yeah.
that I have that we scoured for it. So if you guys have any other specific questions, I'll try and see if it's in the data package.
Tell Sideria, Akiva, whenever to say thank you very much for this information. It's very emotional, but it's very important, and I appreciate it.
Be curious to hear yours and Sideria's opinions on it as well, seeing as very different
Yeah.
outlooks on this sort of thing.
Yeah. Quite frankly, it's kind of, at least from my perspective, it's kind of terrifying. If you're right, and he's compromised by the Doyen, then, I mean, what's been happening here can happen. Yeah, I mean, he's the Electrokinetic. Like, you're very skilled, but like I wouldn't want him to know that I existed if he wasn't compromised.
Right.
Exactly.
He's a danger to all mechanical life.
Yes. So this is troubling, and I imagine I don't. Yeah.
I will say, if he truly is compromised, this is a much more overt maneuver by the Doyen. This puts everything in a much more aggressive stance, because the original ploy that we are aware of, that humanity is supposed to be a weapon. Why would you turn... And you only would turn the weapon against itself if there was an absolute need for it. There was some sort of threat.
I thought humanity was just being contained. Either way.
Well, I mean, think about what he said. He wants to keep the focus on the aberrants, but obviously,
Look over here. Don't look over here.
yeah, look over here. That he wants to keep the focus on fighting the aberrants, but I mean,
That entire...
this is about keeping humanity divided so that you don't become too strong.
That's true.
It's true.
Keep you focused on the thing they want you focused on, while preventing you from working together on other things.
No, you're 100% correct. That is classic divide and conquer tactics.
And we fall for it every single time.
I don't know how worried I am about a lot of the other Psi Order, individual Scions, actually. I think a lot of them will see this as some sort of ploy, if not know exactly what it is.
Well, I guess
Outside of the FSA.
As a Scion, we do have a certain level of global awareness that most people don't necessarily have.
And actually...
And more of a loyalty.
sorry. Like,
So, would it be possible to, like, I don't know, I know you said you could keep an eye out for certain news bits. If I can give you, like, a list of names to let me know if they're mentioned? Just people I remember
I can
working
search
with,
through the data that I have now.
Okay.
I don't have access
No.
to the active link.
Right, yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, I could get it, but we kind of made a decision about that.
Yep, no, that's fine. I don't want you to do anything.
Yeah, give me a list of names and I'll scan through what I have.
Okay, yeah, that would help.
And no good could come from us staring at a news feed.
no.
Also,
No, I know.
While I was going to
Oh, yeah.
stay awake. Sorry, go ahead.
No, my thing was actually to you, Alex. Of all the things that are going on, I actually trust Aeon Trinity to get to the bottom of it the most. Like, if anyone's gonna pull people into the back rooms and start having very important conversations about contingencies, it's Aeon Trinity, actually.
Yep. I suspect we'll be contacted once we're back in soul space.
I expect all of us to be pulled in like 5 different directions the moment they are even remotely aware that we're
Indeed.
around.
Well, we certainly don't want anyone else at the Vega aware that you're around, and even, well, as I said.
We'll just pretend you're a psychokinetic or something.
No, what I need to do is, the moment I'm close enough, I
call
need to
in.
contact my order and get them the hell out of there.
Yep.
They need to go to the base that I found. Hopefully they're already doing it right now. Because they need to be not there. That way,
yeah.
Del Fuego
Yeah.
can deny that they even exist anywhere, and then
Alex,
there's no
you're
evidence of them.
crazy. What the hell?
I definitely don't have one in my flesh pocket that I grew on my back. That'd be crazy.
Alex, did you like get some Bolivian marching powder? Like, what's going on, man?
You've been huffing them. You've been huffing them chemicals.
Chemtrails. It's all about chemtrails.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to kind of try and figure out from the data packet, let me know.
Nothing right now, for me at least.
I do. Kiva, could you just? It's probably not what included since it wasn't what we originally asked for, but if there is anything new in the conspiracy market that you come across, new weird conspiratorial ideas that are taking a forefront, I'd like to keep an eye on that with this.
He kind of thinks for a second, like, I mean, yeah, there's a lot about all the shit that he just said.
Well, all the shit that he just said, could you just put me together a digest? I gotta stay awake anyway. I need
Sure,
to
yeah.
material.
Well, I'll
See if there's anything really weird.
yeah, you can go through the feed and see if there's something that.
And I'm just making an educated guess here. This isn't the fourth time I've made this guess. I promise. Just to look cool. Oath hasn't said anything. I'm sure he hasn't. Isra has likely not said anything, despite.
He nodded
talking
in a
mad
particular
shit.
direction.
I mean, in the one packet you have, it's not like you have everything.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there is a statement. And there's like
he
sort
speaks.
of there's just a brief kind of notion of Othar Herzog saying, we move through fire and troubled times, but it is unity that will see us through.
Thanks, Unc.
And he says, and when those far afield can find their way home, a flower can bloom again.
Thanks, Unc. I'm working.
Son of a...
And
No
and
pressure.
as if he were standing right in front of him, Asher's like, I'm fucking working on it, okay, old man?
It's like you're
Are you
having
like-
a conversation with a piece of paper.
Are you like Clint Eastwood with an empty chair?
Yeah, you have no idea how many conversations I have with that man that he's just not there for, but he might be. I don't know.
He's heard you nonetheless.
I'm sure he has, and I'll be putting a little message in his focal crystal when I get back.
Right. You guys kind of despool from that information.
Oh, there's a lot of clanging in the gym and like lots of plates getting lifted up and down telekinetically.
Jim sounds good for between.
Yeah, a lot, that gets done, and then you guys have a as you are approaching within a day of the system where the operation is planned. There is a tactics meeting to go over exactly how things should be going. Like what's the order of operation? Yes, you have a meeting with the Sideria representatives, and like there's a big holographic battle map.
Yep.
All right, so for our part, the majority of us are going to be hitting in system. Trying to draw their attention. We're going to make this look like a bigger attack than they may have anticipated, than just our normal scouting missions. We're going to try and knock them off guard. And then meanwhile, sort of pans over to sort of outside and like asteroid belt kind of area, and says, the ASIYAH and a contingent of 5 Sideria ships will be conducting the main operation. Now, We believe we can isolate 3 of them, as they all tend to our protocol is to go in 3s, and that's something that they've kept to. So, what we need to know from you is, what is your plan of attack? Are you shutting one down? Are you shutting the ship down? Are you going to shut out the engines? Are you attacking their cube directly? How do you intend to handle your part of things so that we can react in our part of it?
Once we're within range, I intend to power down the cube as quickly as I can, so that they can't self-destruct.
Okay, so you're going to be
And then we
attacked.
go in for then we have the boarding party that I can be a part of to go extract the core and bring it to the ASIYAH.
Right. Okay, so since you're shutting down the cube directly, that means you'll have a ship that is still powered on and active,
Understood?
and the others will probably be attempting to destroy it. So we will be focused on keeping them off of that ship.
Am I all right to destroy or shoot at the other? I need something to be doing that isn't being a switchboard for you people. So do you want me shooting at stuff?
Once you shut it off, we can engage, and then what you need to do is keep them off that ship until we've extracted it.
Okay.
Now, alternatively, instead of shutting the cube down directly, which is my instinct, I could try to take control of a vessel and bring it to us away from the others. At which point, but
They will probably attack that as well.
Also, I really don't want anyone to self-destruct.
That is, we don't want them
I don't want anyone to get killed.
Yes,
but
we don't want to hurt them. We don't want to see them destroyed if we can save them.
Yeah.
Can we?
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, I'm having an idea.
An idea? How about that?
Imagine that. I wonder how. I should have looked into this sooner. Your cubes, your cores they're very. I probably would have figured this out by looking at one. They're very hardened.
They're very hardened. They've got a lot of
Once I have it shut down, could we just try to make sure that ship gets blown up so that we can just retrieve the cube from space? Or is that too much of a risk?
That is a big risk. Particularly with we've tried delicate maneuvers before, and they tend to, if the ship is compromised in any significant way, they trigger the shutdown. They trigger the self-destruct.
Oh, no. I would shut the cube down, and then we would blow that ship up or destroy that Sideria's ship, so that they wouldn't realize that it's being boarded.
I have an idea. It's piggybacking off
So
your
we're
idea.
rusing.
You shut them down. We go insertion. Then on our way out, we explode the ship but we have a core, so it looks like it did self-destruct. So because that way they don't get suspicion that one of the cores has been taken.
How?
They'd feel one of them go offline, right?
Yes, they'd feel one of them go offline.
I don't think that'll fool them.
Yeah, there'd be too much of a diff if you then go in to get the core. I don't believe that anything that would be done to destroy the ship would also not damage or destroy the cube.
Right. Okay. Understood.
Also, we have to remember that they're on picoseconds.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we'll be countering them as best we can.
Mostly that I mean, like, any attempt at sleight of hand, skullduggery, or nonsense has timestamps, and we aren't going to fool someone if we... Even if it were a millisecond later, they would know the difference between you blew up with your ship and you got off the ship and then the ship blew
Well,
up.
then this is a quick and dirty snatch and grab, get in, get out. This is not a protracted fight.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hinder them.
Yes.
Take a note from our Doyen asshole.
Yep.
Tech. I can hinder one of them.
The closest one that comes near us.
I think. Well, maybe I can hinder two of
Once
them.
I
Hold on.
I can try to create some interference for their visuals and pursuit, but I can help you.
That actually may help us on our way out.
And if things go terribly, I mean, I can, look ahead a few times, to see what the right what's the wrong way to do it? You know.
My only concern now that we know that that they are aware of the device that we have, therefore they may be aware of that something is going on. That becomes a sort of a tit for tat thing. You look forward to look at something. They look forward to see that you've looked at that thing. Therefore, they're looking forward to how they can.
Well,
and
let's
it
play
just keeps,
Madness Lies, so let's not go down that way.
I don't. Listen, I'm willing to accept a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to say that least resistance just won't work against these fucking guys. It will. They can least resistance too. We can all look into the future and try to get ahead of each other. But at the end of the day, we're doing something here, and it's actually going to happen either way. So I'm not going to worry too much about that, or I'll just never.
You'll never do anything.
Or I'll never do anything.
So, from what you were saying, though, it does sound like if they know we have one of their afflicted Siberia, that we've kidnapped one, they're going to be pursuing us, so it sounds like.
Yes.
Very-
Yes, they are.
Expeditiously. So that's my biggest concern. So yes, hindering them from being able to follow us, because I think our escape's going to be the hard
Yes,
part.
that's going to be the crucial part.
Okay,
We plan on. So, what we plan on doing is we are going to once the cube is in hand, we should probably send send the boarding party among starships.
Yes. So you don't know where.
We don't know where it is specifically, and then we will leave on different. We will all leave on different vectors.
Got it.
And keep her powered down until we're ready to.
Yes,
Until we're ready to
keep her powered down,
order
and then, yes, we should probably assign a rendezvous somewhere midway between systems.
Yeah.
Let's pick. Give me a sec. Basically, I'm trying to find. I'm going to create kind of a random location generator, so it won't be something that their
Yeah.
Siberia would guess
Sure.
that we would pick.
Yeah, give me an Enigmas roll
Sure.
to get to.
And I may to spice things up because I can stay in my suit for quite some time, and I know the Sidereal ships are not designed to house biological life for any length of time. I may, when we jettison, I'll be with the core, and I will randomly choose one of the ships.
Very well.
Because I know for a fact if they see the ASIYAH, they're going to think it's going to be on the ASIYAH because it's the one thing that's different than everything else.
Noted. That.
If lightning calculator applies, I got 3.
Yeah. Okay.
then I
Yeah.
got 3.
Yeah. You set up a quick little program that analyzes the nearby space and determines sort of an in between system rendezvous point where all can sync back up.
Also, I turn on my while we're all talking to each other, I do a quick just check again with my electrocorellian eye, and make sure that everyone here looks normal. All the Sidereal we're currently speaking to.
Okay. Yeah. Make that roll.
We don't have
always the
a
same
pod
for me
person?
now. I'm also just running through my own diagnostics for me,
Yep.
but also they might have
everywhere.
infiltrated. We don't know.
Yep.
Man, I am rolling for utter crap tonight. 3, and I don't get anything for. That's not a specific mode. So 3 successes.
You're scanning them. You guys are the ships are close enough in inlet that you can catch them in your attunement range. You go sort of scan through each of them, and you don't detect any kind of
That's good.
distortion or mental problem.
One less thing to worry about.
Unfortunately, I can't hinder at anything other than medium range. I mean, I can push my range out, but I don't think we're going to be working at like ship range for. I can't attune range on them, so
That's fine.
I can push things other ways.
Just shoot them and keep them off of us.
Okie dokie. I'll aim for the engines.
And
Fancy
also,
fine.
just in case. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we should probably put the equalizer in the ASIYAH's engines because we want to get away, not inflict damage.
Okay.
That'll
Yeah.
help us speed away quickly.
Good
Well,
call.
it'll definitely make them not be able to chase us as fast, or
Yeah.
to chase us. I don't.
I mean, I don't know if they count as Nova.
The Kuban drives do not count as quantum powered, so they
Never
they
mind,
would
so
not
no.
apply.
Let's just
the
put them in
equal-
the shields.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it won't matter for anything then, right? Because they're not.
Yeah, I mean, there's no.
It only equalizes when you're dealing with quantum powers.
Yeah, nothing here has
Okay.
a capital Q quantum
Okay.
rating.
My
All
mistake. Okay.
So it wouldn't
So,
apply.
yep, so we don't
Okay.
have to worry about that.
So it's not the I win button against most things.
It's
only
very
the things-
narrow in what it applies to. It just happens to apply to godlike beings.
Right.
That's fine.
Yep.
You know, when you
no,
need it.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you run into
It's
godlike
really, really good
beings?
when you need it.
All right, so yeah, they're like, so is there any other tactical questions that we need to? Because when we engage, we're going to be acting.
We're going to need to start, because you can do so very silently, we'll need to start powered down. Maybe not completely shut down, but enough to where
Actually, yeah, if we could be towed along with one of you so that we could be close. Because with him helping with my range, you're right.
Yeah, we can tow, because we're going to have a few of the ASIYAHs with us. They can tow us in. So we are less visible to them.
Yeah, we can get that set up. It will require some piloting.
I'm sure we have someone that's more than capable.
By all means, yes. Let's get that set up. You guys can power down, and we'll get you in our bubble.
Great.
So yeah, that'll be a pilot roll to successfully get into tow mode. Depower your own engines in time and slip into their.
We have
I'm
a
gonna
warp
reintegrate
hitch.
my my ghost me back into me.
Okay.
Since we don't really need that right. Still want to be focused right now.
Okay.
Actually, I guess now's probably when I should have the most. So never mind.
Wait,
Just keep
no,
going.
eights.
Eights.
Yep. This isn't exalted.
Nope. Soon.
Well, not right now.
That's
Okay. 2,
Five.
4, 5. Yep.
Yep, you are able to cut the engines and move into the backdraft. And get caught by the tail end of their warp bubble and get towed along in their wake.
Excellent.
And we will sort of pull back as these like knot of ships, the 5 that are 5 plus the ASIYAH and the 10 that are moving towards sort of split off in 2 different directions so that they will hit the 26 system at 2 different places. And that's where we'll cut the credits. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for playing. If you'd like to support the show and the channel, you can go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios, become a patron, get access to our Discord, chat with us, roleplay with us. Stuff's always happening. And so, yeah, we will see you guys next time as the operation on System 26 commences.
all right. See ya.